in the last session. I think we had almost eight classes. So I had a great opportunity to work with an amazing set of students. Most of them are not more senior than I am in Krishna consciousness. I'm very glad that I got an excellent set of students. So I believe they have a full presentation to make. So over to you guys. I can take over. Pranavi, you're going to start, right?
Yes, Faruji. Also, we need to screen share the presentation.
Yeah. Is I believe Shibani or Suki are going to screen share, right?
Yeah, we can screen share. Can you see my screen, Pranavi?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, do you want to put it in slideshow view? Okay. What makes someone Bhagavan? Madan Mohan Session 1 Summary. ISKCON, Hillsborough, Oregon. Did we ever wonder, who is Bhagavan? Can anyone be Bhagavan? Several people claim to be Bhagavan in this world. Can they really be Bhagavan? Why is Krishna Bhagavan? We will soon find out. Bhagavan is defined by Parashara Muni, father of Srila Vyasadeva. Aisvaryasya samagrasya, viryasya yasasa shriya, nana vairagyayoscheva, sanambhaga itingana. Vishnu Purana 6.5.47. Bhagavan is not a name, it has a definite meaning. One is full, samagrasya, and 6 opulences: wealth, aisvaryasya, strength, viryasya, fame, yasasa, beauty, shriya, knowledge, jnana, and renunciation. Vairagyayos is Bhagavan. Opulence 1, beauty. Beauty is defined as a quality giving intense aesthetic pleasure. A quality attributed to whatever pleases or satisfies the senses or mind. Any very attractive feature. Some of the beautiful people we know. As you can see, these are some very famous people who are part of the beauty standard today. Is beauty a boon or a bane? Is it a boon? I think we all know why. But is it a bane? Well, it can cause people to become proud. Others can envy people, and people can be judged by their beauty, not by their character. Is beauty temporary or permanent? As you can see, this is a very beautiful actress, and when she was younger, she fit into the beauty standard. But as she grew older, she was no longer part of the beauty standard. Another example is an actor who is very famous, but after he grew older, he also became not part of the beauty standard. I think this just shows how beauty is temporary. One day you could be considered beautiful, but the next day you can be considered not as beautiful. Krishna versus beauty. The word Krishna means all attractive one. Krishna possesses this opulence to the fullest manner. Beauty is a gift given by Krishna to us, and Krishna is not apart from beauty. Some pictures of Krishna. Krishna's beauty is supreme. The most beautiful woman on our planet is considered ugly in the heavenly planets, and the beauty of those in the heavenly planets is not a fraction of Krishna's beauty.
The next opulence is wealth. Wealth is much money or property, a great amount of worldly possessions, a large amount of abundance, and a valuable product. Some rich people we might know. In this list, you can see the most famous and richest people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates, and etc. Questions about rich people's money. What do they do with their wealth? What happens to their wealth, to their money when they die? Are they guaranteed to be wealthy in the next life? What are some of the disadvantages of great wealth? When Alexander the Great was on his deathbed, he had three wishes. The first one was, my physicians must carry my body alone, which means no doctor can cure people's illnesses, especially when they face death. The next one is, I want the path leading to my grave to be strewn with gold and silver and precious stones that are in my treasury while my body is being carried to be buried. That means I want people to know that not even a fraction of gold will come with me. I spent my whole life chasing power and wealth. Whatever earned in the earth remains here. I want people to realize that it is a complete waste of your life and time to run after wealth and power. My third and last wish is that both my hands be kept dangling out of my coffin. We came empty-handed in this world, and we will go empty-handed. The king's last words were, when you bury my body, don't build any monument. Keep my hands outside so that the world knows that the person who won the whole world had nothing in his hands while dying. This means that when he conquered everything and he had all the wealth, when he was on his deathbed, he couldn't bring anything with him just as he was dying. So all of this wealth and money is all temporary, not permanent. Krishna versus wealth. Wealth is an opulence given to us by Krishna. Krishna owns and supplies everything. No one can excel his wealth. Krishna had 16,000 wives when he was present on earth. For each of them he built a palace. The palaces had no need of lights because they were bedecked with jewels which shone brightly day and night. It was stated that the ornaments which decorated the bodies of Krishna and his queens were beyond the dreams of Kubera, the treasure of the heavenly kingdom. Krishna's family, known as the Yadav dynasty, of consisted of 560 million members. There were more than 900,000 big palatial buildings there to house of all the people, and everyone in them regarded Krishna as the most worshipful. Anything that a person may have, in fact, is borrowed from Krishna only for some short time. Krishna is the source of wealth.
Knowledge. Knowledge means that things which are true, as opposed to opinion. Information which is correct is knowledge. How do we acquire knowledge? And is our knowledge unlimited? We acquire knowledge through our senses by seeing things, hearing, smelling, touching, and tasting. Today's technology and communications take us beyond. We know which goes onto this world, exploring other planets, etc. However, it's still limited. Our brains can only hold so much. There's a limit to what we can remember. What are some of the knowledgeable people you know? It can be anyone: scientists, inventors, teachers, politicians, geniuses, sports persons, etc. Some examples are Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, and Leonardo da Vinci. What is the probability that the best cancer surgeon of the US knows how to cultivate farmland and get bountiful wheat? Or that the President of America can research and find the cure for cancer? Or that like a top biochemist who figures a COVID vaccine knows how to live in space and how to fly a rocket and live in space? This just shows that our knowledge is very limited and is quite specific. No one is knowledgeable about everything. Krishna versus knowledge. Krishna is the source of all knowledge. Everything emanates from him. Everything was created by him, and everything is going on under his direction. Not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Lord. By listening to what Krishna teaches, we can go beyond the knowledge and acquire simply from our senses and understand much deeper things. His knowledge is far superior to anything we experience in the material world. Krishna is known as Sachit Ananda Vigraha, possessing a transcendental body full of eternality, knowledge, and bliss. Krishna does not need to learn anything from anybody. He's independently full of knowledge. Krishna is the source of all knowledge. Fame, a reputation which is mostly especially for good, and the state of being well known for or much talked about. Do you know these people? Charles Edgar Duria or George Abbott? Back in the 1800s, these people were very famous for inventing the bicycle, inventing the color TV, or inventing the gasoline automobile. But now, today, many people don't even know these people. And you probably don't know who these people are. They are famous in their days. Now, not many know them. So we don't know famous people from the past. How about now? Do you know famous people from France, Australia, Africa, or New Zealand? Do tribes in Africa or Bushmen from Australia know who the President of the United States is? Probably not. Someone famous in one place isn't necessarily famous in another. Fame does not last, and it's even hard to find someone who is known all over this world. Krishna versus fame. Krishna's fame is unique. His fame is spread throughout the material and spiritual worlds. His activities have been sung from time immemorial. He is now forgotten and replaced by a new idol. Here's some pictures of Krishna and famous pastimes. Krishna is the most famous of all.
Fifth opulence is renunciation. The dictionary definition of renunciation is giving up formally or voluntarily, often as a sacrifice of a right, claim, title, etc. Do you know any renounced people who any people who renounced? So the throne, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, they renounced the throne. Wealth, Warren Buffett and Mark Zuckerberg, they renounced a lot of their wealth. Family and material comforts would be Srila Prabhupada because he gave up his family and all material comforts to come to America and teach us about Lord Krishna. Then food would be Giribala, who survived consuming air as food for over 60 years. If you want to learn more about her, you can read the autobiography of a yogi. We did this worksheet in our Sunday school class and then we started talking about what would you renounce out of all of these. And many of us said that we renounced stuff that we didn't want, which isn't really renouncing. And then Krishna versus renunciation. Surprising as it may seem, Krishna is also the best in renunciation. He isn't attached to all the wonderful things he has created. In the slides before, we talked about how Krishna is the wealthiest, but he's not attached to all that wealth. He is also self-satisfied, not needing anything to complete his pleasure. He has demonstrated his renunciation in the following ways. He left the gopis, whom he loved dearly, to go to Dwaraka. While in Dwaraka, Krishna would wake up and rise early in the morning to perform his duties, although his beautiful family would be begging him to stay with them a bit longer. When Krishna appeared as Lord Chaitanya, he exhibited great renunciation and austerity. He left his beautiful wife to take sannyasa. He lived very simply and associated only with devotees. He wouldn't allow himself any of the luxuries associated with God. For common people like us, renunciation is very difficult. By nature, we are attached to something or the other. So, best thing is to attach yourself to Krishna. After all, he created everything, owns everything, and has the best of everything. Krishna is the most renounced, and this is a picture of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Lokansh, I think you're speaking on mute.
Opulence 6. Strength. Force, power, vigor, toughness, and durability. The power to resist stress and strain, and the power to resist attach. I think we know this famous person, Muhammad Ali, and some of you may not know. Uh, next slide. Muhammad Ali, the character is three-time heavyweight boxing champion of the world. Big Z, the #1 strongest man on the planet. And the world's strongest woman, Donna Moore, from overweight to world champion. Is strength a boon or a bane? Well, it has good sides and bad sides. The good sides are that we all need strength to do our daily activities and we can all use it for good purposes. The bad sides it can be lead to being proud, undesired control on others, and can be used for very bad purposes. Is strength permanent or temporary? Along with beauty, strength diminishes with age. As for such, world record book winners are constantly changing. Old records are broken all the time, and new records are replacing it. For example, the great Muhammad Ali, in his old age, suffered from Parkinson's and needed help walking in his old age. Does strength mean just physical strength? Let's discuss a bit. There's also mental strength and willpower. Someone may be physically strong, but mentally weak. But above all strengths is spiritual strength. The world's greatest physicist, Stephen Hawking. He had an IQ of 170 and was equivalent to Einstein. One of the weakest you can think of in terms of physical strength, but one of the strongest in mental strength. Spiritual strength can take you beyond this material world. Who is one of the spiritually strongest persons we know? It's of course A.C. Bhakti. It's of course A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Strength is an opulence given to us by Krishna, and we should always remember that. Krishna's strength is much more than we can imagine. Krishna's strength is transcendental and eternal. Do you know any of the stories of Krishna's strength? These are some pictures of Krishna's strength. Krishna is the strongest of all.
ऐश्वर्यस्य समाग्रस्य वीर्यस्य यशशाश्रयः ज्ञानवैराग्ययोश्चैव सनं भागयतिङ्गन.
Thank you, students. Really appreciate your time. That's all from Madan Mohan's class. Thank you for listening.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, what a beautiful presentation it was. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you all the children and the students who have worked so hard. It was a beautiful presentation and a reminder of that all the opulences that we think in this world, who's the strongest and who's the bravest, it's Krishna. So thank you so much. Vivek Prabhuji, would you like to start?
And can we all turn on our speakers and chant Hari Bol? I mean, that was tremendous.
Hari Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol. Hari Bol.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So Mataji, are we good to go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, everyone. So again, just like Radhakant Prabhu mentioned, I've been blessed with a very knowledgeable group of students, I would say. And it's a hard job teaching at all to knowledgeable group of students. And we've been talking over the last few classes about creation and the different planetary systems, and the children have done a great job in understanding and memorizing particular verses from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and it was from Bhagavad Gita, and I'm really happy about the progress they've made. Everyone has we all had a small project to make a diorama that showcases different planetary systems with Krishna, and everyone has their own, a speech, a small two-liner to give about what they made and what they have to talk about and what they learned about the class. And I do see almost everyone is here. I know that Sankalp is joining in a few minutes. I'll just read out the order. Maybe if everyone can say if they're like ready or something, I can confirm the order and we can keep going. Is that okay? Okay. So are Gaur and Nilambar here? And I would request it. Hare Krishna. Yeah, please turn on your videos. And amazing. Gopa,
Hare Krishna.
Vidisha,
Hare Krishna.
Parnika,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishnas. And Sankalpa I know is joining. Nitya. Nitya, I did see Nitya.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we'll go in this order. We'll start with Gaur and Nilambar. You can choose who wants to go first.
Sorry, I kind of interrupted. Gopa is also there.
Gopa? Yes, Mataji?
I mean, did you mention about Gopa? I think you missed out. Why?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Gopa is going second.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I missed out. Sorry.
Yeah. So please let me know if I missed out someone. I just saw that Sachin Prabhu joined. So Let's go in this. Is Sankalp ready, Prabhu? Sachin Prabhu? Can you hear me?
I was talking on mute. Sorry, Prabhuji. Yes, he is ready, Prabhuji.
Sure. So we will go in this order. Everyone gets around 3 to 5 minutes just to talk about what they've done and 2 lines as to an addition to what they've realized, or in addition to what they've realized. And so let's start with this. Gaur and Nilambar, and then Gopa, then Vidisha, then Parnika, then Sankalp, and then Nitya. So again, it's Gaur and Nilambar, Gopa, Vidisha, Parnika, Sankalp, Nitya. So why don't we start with Gaur and Nilambar? I don't know who's going first. Again, just keep in mind, it's just 3 to 5 minutes so that we respect the time. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. So someone, can you guys talk about what you've done? Nilambar? We can't hear you well.
Yeah, go ahead. I put Krishna on the top of my diorama to show that he's the supreme personality of Godhead and he's the highest of all. And below those are the lower planetary systems, and that I put the first one is Swarga Loka, and then I put Apsaras and demigods, Gandharvas.
Can you bring it closer to the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
To show that it's a celestial place, well, it's still material. And then underneath that is Bhuloka, which shows planets, the animals, rivers, mountains, and etc. Underneath that is Pata Loka, which shows like a serpent, a fire, and people suffering. Like, to show that
Your voice is cutting out.
To show that it's a hellish planet. So go ahead. So my diorama represents the universes. At the top of my diorama is Lord Krishna, showing that Krishna is the most highest of everything and that he is the greatest of all the universes. Underneath him are the lower planetary systems. There are 14 planetary systems, but by diorama it shows 3 of the main lower planetary systems called Svargaloka, Bhuloka, and Pataloka. In Pataloka, I put snakes, a knife, a fire, and many other scary and deadly things to show that Pataloka is the hellish planet. In Bhuloka, there are planets, stars, asteroids, and animals. We live in Bhuloka in planet Earth. Above that is Svargaloka. In that I put Apsaras, Gandharvas, clouds, and Lord Indra. These are the material planets along with the other systems. The area which isn't the material area is Lord Krishna's area, called Krishna Loka, which is the most spiritual planet.
Hare Bol.
Okay.
Very well done.
Yeah, Lakshmi Mataji, can you pull the computer or camera back a little bit because I can't see the children so well? Sorry, Vivek Prabhu. I'll let you guide Vivek Prabhu.
Sure. Actually, Mataji, just when they're presenting, you can show the diorama, and when they're talking about what they have to say, you can just focus on the children. You can move back, zoom out. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yeah, that sounds good, Prabhu.
Sure, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You can go ahead.
So, my diorama represents like the three planetary systems in their order, and also so it basically represents the material world and the spiritual sky, and it levels of the planetary systems that are in the material world. So in Pataloka, I put fire, snakes, and weapons as
I don't know if you're covering the mic or if he's speaking lower. Can you speak louder, or Nilambar?
And Burloka, in the middle planetary systems, I put animals and a forest-like area to. So it's like a jungle and still places of misery. And in the Sorgaloka planetary system, and a silver lining to so it like opulent and higher than the other two. And on the top I put Krishnaloka, and Krishnaloka is shaped like a lotus flower, so that's why I put Krishna in a lotus flower.
Hari Bol.
Yes. So my diagrama shows the three levels of planetary systems and how they are arranged. The lower planetary systems consist of Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and Patala. I put weapons, fire, and a snake to represent the misery and danger found there. Higher than that is Burloka, where we live. It is somewhat better than the lower planetary systems, but still there is misery. So I made a jungle and drew the earth to show that it's placed in its order. Above that is the higher planetary systems, which are made up of Satyaloka, Tapaloka, Janaloka, Maharloka, Swarloka, and Buvarloka. I put the clouds and silver lining to represent the opulence and the position of these planetary systems. The highest one was Krishnaloka, which is in the abode of Lord Krishna, which is in the spiritual world. I put an image of Krishna on a lotus flower, since Krishnaloka is shaped like a lotus flower.
Hari Bol. Can we all have a loud Hari Bol for both Gaur and Nilambar?
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Amazing
job, guys.
presentation.
Hari Bol.
Great job. Now it's Gopa. Please go ahead, Gopa.
Hare Krishna. So this is my diorama. My diorama displays the planetary systems in this universe, as well as how the material world is temporary and the spiritual world is eternal. The universe is divided into 14 planetary systems. 7 planetary systems are upward, known as Bhurloka, Varloka, Swarloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapsaloka, and Satyaloka, one above the other. There are also 7 planetary systems downward, known as Ataloka, Vitaloka, Sutaloka, Tataloka, Mahataloka, Rasataloka, and Pataloka, gradually one below the other. In my diorama, I have presented the Swarloka, Bhuloka, and Pataloka planetary systems. To demonstrate the Swarloka and the demigods that live there, I added a picture of Lord Indra, the wielder of thunder and lightning, sitting on a Ravat, his elephant. I have also made some clouds to show how high the Swarloka planetary system is. Also, did you know that the moon is in the Swarloka planetary system? Then, to demonstrate my Bhurloka, which is the planetary system in which we are living, I have added trees and deers. I have also added an earth that explains what planetary system we are living in. Did you know that the material world is only 1/4 the size of the entire universe? To demonstrate the Pataloka and the other hellish planetary systems, I have added a skull and fire. It shows the punishments that are given to the demons or people because of what misdeeds they have done. Above all that, there is an ocean of milk. In the ocean of milk, I put a picture of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna is the origin and dissolution of everything. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Gopa. Let's have a loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari
Bol.
Good job.
Great job, Gopa. The next is Vidisha.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Is it showing? Okay.
My diorama shows like one material universe among unlimited universes. In one material universe, there are 14 planetary systems, and 6 of them are the higher planetary systems. And I kind of put Swirloka because that's the one that most people know. And then 7 of these planetary systems are the lower planetary systems, or the hellish planetary systems, and I wrote Pataloka because that's what most people know. And then one of these planetary systems is Earth or Burloka, and that's the planetary system we're staying in. For the higher planetary systems, I made one popsicle stick and wrote Swirloka. I put a picture of Indra and Airavat to show that the demigods live in the heavenly planets. For Earth, I put a picture of deer and nature because on Burloka, there is a lot of nature. For the hellish planets or Pataloka, I put fire to represent the punishments that souls suffer when they go there. The lotus flower with Lord Krishna represents the spiritual world. That is where souls who spent their whole lives worshipping the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead go when their body dies.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Vidisha, for that wonderful presentation.
Thank you. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Amazing. Parnika, you're up next. These are all wonderful presentations.
Hare Krishna. This is my diorama. So it basically shows that the material world and the spiritual sky. So Krishna on the lotus shows the spiritual sky, and then on the material world it has all the lower planetary systems like the planets, and it has more stuff that are on the material or that are in the material world, like animals, trees, and other stuff, and etc. And many of you may have learned that the planet Earth is the only planet where life exists, as per many scientists. And the Vedas tell us that there are many, many planets, each with different types of living beings suitable to exist in that particular environment. There are millions and billions of universes with trillions of planets and suns, stars, and moons within the material world. There are too many to even count. We also learn in the Vedas that this material world, as large as it is only 1/4 of the entire creation. Beyond this material world, which is temporary and full of miseries, there is a spiritual world where Lord Krishna lives with his loving devotees who are always happy to associate with him. Krishna is the source of all spiritual and material worlds, and everything emanates from him. Our goal is to leave this temporary world and go back to the spiritual sky where we will be eternally happy serving Krishna. So we should perform loving devotional service to Krishna while being in the material world. So after we leave our body, we can continue to serve Krishna in the spiritual world.
Amazing, Parnika. Mataji, can you just tilt the box a little bit because we can't see the bottom? Amazing. So many animals. So there was a chapter we learned about where there were different animals in the Srimad Bhagavatam gives a description of different material and different kinds of animals, birds and everything. So great job, Parnika. Let's everyone have a loud Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Very nice.
Hari Bol.
Sankalp? Sankalp, are you ready?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Can you go ahead? Can you bend the camera down a little bit, Prabhu? We can't see the entire. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yes, Uncle. You could go ahead.
Planets.
We can't hear you very well.
I'm fire sacrifice on Loka and Loka showing trees and God is a great God. Spirit.
Are you speaking? Shankar?
Prabhuji, are you not able to hear?
I heard the first two sentences and then I think it sort of tapered off.
Okay, probably speaking. Can you repeat once again?
Okay. Lord from my city of the Lord is far off. I am sure about 20 planets.
Sachin Prabhu, you're very audible, but Sankalp.
Yeah, can you switch places, Prabhu?
Yes.
So I'm
Can you speak loud, please?
okay. So Lord Brahma is sitting over on the flower, looking over the material world. I am showing different levels of the material world. Swaraloka is showing fire sacrifices. And then in Burloka, I am showing trees and earth, showing that there's trees. And then I'm still not completed Kataloka, but I still have not completed Kataloka, but yeah, that's it. Lord Krishna is the personality of Godhead and redeeming both spiritual and material. Krishna.
Amazing. Let's have a loud Hari Bol.
Haribo.
Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Sankalp.
Thank
And
you.
now we have the youngest kid in our batch, Nitya.
Hare Krishna, I made a diorama of Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, I made a diorama of Lord Krishna and his creation. First, Lord Krishna expands as Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu creates many universes from his form. Mahavishnu then expands as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Garbhodakshaya Vishnu expands and enters each living entity as Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. As Paramatma, from his navel a lotus flower appears. From the lotus flower, Lord Brahma appears. Lord Brahma does the creation.
Can you lift up your box?
From the direction. And there are 14 planetary systems. 6 of them are higher, 7 of them are lower, and 1 of them is our Puvarloka, where we live, and plants and animals live.
Can you move to your left? Yeah. Amazing, Nitya. Great work. Let's all have a loud Hari Bol for Nitya and her diorama.
Haribo.
Oh,
Hari Bol. And I sincerely,
avatar nicely.
yeah, I sincerely thank every single parent here in supporting their kids in all these classes in learning and helping them in their diorama in whatever capacity. And all this wouldn't have been possible without any one of your help. And Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone. And amazing job, kids. Damodar Bhagwan ki Damodar class ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Right.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. What a beautiful presentation. And thank you so much, all the Damodar group children. They really worked very hard and it's beautiful presentation. So thank you so much. And now we know that what is our ultimate destination or where we want to go.
Yeah, I think this is just wonderful. After this, nobody's going to want to listen to the adults doing Sunday feast classes. The kids are brilliant and so enthusiastic. And I really loved when, I forget which child said that, go back to the spiritual world and be happy with Krishna. That sounded so nice. So can we all appreciate all the teachers as well? I mean, the effort they put in and the coordination. Anjana Mataji, do you want to say their names and all that?
Sure, Prabhuji. So definitely credit goes to the teachers because they work so hard along with children. So thank you so much, Ravi Prabhuji and Vivek Prabhuji, for your dedicated work and so much of hard work. And I would say that, we can feel that dedication through the hard work of your, students. So thank you so much. Hari
Thank you
Bol.
very much. Thank you.
Can we all say Hari Bol loudly for the teachers now?
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
I can clearly see that, I know some of the teachers were a little concerned that, to acquire the suitable knowledge, but I can see that just by what the kids are speaking, I'm sure everybody's knowledge of Krishna's creation has increased even more. So wonderful. And also please appreciate Anjana Mataji for coordinating this and having this mood of, friendliness and openness and excitement of learning. It comes from top down. So thank you very much, Mataji, for taking your time to do this. Let's appreciate Mataji with a loud Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Thank you.
Hari Bol.
We'll be in conversations about what to do if the COVID surge lockdown from the temple aspect proceeds much further. I think Mataji is contemplating about Sunday school online along with the teacher group. So, okay, thank you, amazing. If I could put you guys on for Sunday feast lecture every in a regular turn, I would definitely do it. It's wonderful. Okay, so I think Narottam Vilas Prabhu, would you like to show the temple video? And I think Gopal kindly signed up for the kirtan.
Shibu. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm waiting so.
Looks like we have a new Sunday school teacher.
It's the future teacher, Prabhuji.
I know.
Yeah.
Paul, would you like to start? You signed up, I think.
Just a second.
Stop. Prabhuji.
Get my laptop, please.
So can everybody but Gopal mute their audio, I'm sorry, so that they won't be echoing and yes, perfect. Okay. Oops.
Sure. Prabhuji, can you hear me?
Yes, clearly.
Prabhuji, can you hear me?
We can hear, yes, thank you.
Okay. Is it looking fine?
It looks a little like the video is kind of elevated way above you guys, but that's fine, whatever is suitable. Aarti started, so you can adjust.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Khan. Thank you so much, Gopal, Sridhar, and so beautifully. Always, thank you so much. Lokanshu is signed up for Bhaktima prayers. So, Lokanshu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Translate.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Lokashri, for singing so beautifully. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much, Panchul, singing so nicely. Jai, thank you so much.
Thank you, Narottam Das Prabhu, for hosting us always. I'll just make